you still want to be making improvements on how you prep, not just how you look. Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So we are currently, I want to say 10 weeks out now. So obviously if you see my previous video, I am now part of Team Elite Physique, a massive bodybuilding team in America, which I'm very, very honored and excited to be part of now. And yeah, it's been a week since I've been on one of his plans. And again, if you'd seen my previous video, I told you my calories and our kind of setup at the moment that we're doing. It's obviously different for me because like I've got 3 separate days for calories, and I'm usually used to kind of having rest day calories and training day calories. We've kind of changed that a little bit around, so it's different, and I'm on more calories, less cardio than when I started this initial 12-week prep. So again, very weird for me, but I actually have lost 1.5 kilos and my body's actually responded very well to it. So last week I was 66.5 and this week I'm now 65.1, which is really, really good. And obviously that's our aim, is to now get leaner. So that's a good sign, starting prep and stuff. But one thing I wanted to talk about with you today is my starting point from this year compared to last year. And I actually had a look at my starting point last year, and I am 13 pounds lighter this year than I was at my starting point for 10 weeks out last year, which is mental. It's actually mental. And I'm going to put up a photo now of what I was 10 weeks out last time to what I am 10 weeks out now. And the difference is, like, it is very big. Like, you can see kind of the muscle mass and my shape is very, very similar, but the difference in body fat, the way my body is holding my body fat, and even on my glutes. So my glutes, I tend to, well, women in general tend to hold a lot of their body fat on their lower half anyway, but my lower half was holding a lot more body fat to what it is now. And this is something that I actually wanted to kind of discuss, and I know this is going to ruffle a lot of feathers. So I'm going to sit y'all down and kind of talk about starting points and kind of how you can gauge them a little bit better as the seasons go on. The more you get into bodybuilding, how you can improve the way you prep a lot better. So everything that I'm going to be talking about in this kind of clip is going to be aimed at bikini athletes. I can't speak for the bodybuilders, the figure girls, the men's physique, because I've never experienced it. I don't know their backstory. So for me, I can only tell you what I've experienced from being a bikini athlete and what I've experienced over the 3 years of competing going into my 4th year. So this is how I'm going to kind of explain to you why starting points are very important and why off seasons, to monitor your off seasons properly, are important as well. So my off season this year compared to last year is a massive 13 pounds difference. But actually my shape and the muscle mass that I'm holding in both of the photos is very, very similar. So, and this is because I'm holding way less body fat this year to what I was last year. And I've realised over this has taken years for me to control my off season. Like, let me just put a disclaimer out there. It's taken me a long time to kind of control and not kind of put on so much body fat and so much weight after post show. You need to make sure that you control your off season as much as you control your in season. So I've seen a lot of people, especially bikini athletes, be putting on 30 plus pounds, which again, in some cases, totally fine, because everyone's cases is different. Everyone's situations are different. If you've come out of shows very, very depleted and you've lost a lot of muscle and a lot of size, then yes, I do suggest putting on, taking a long amount of time to put on a good amount of weight back on within your off season. But it's not necessary, and it's not needed to put on that amount of body fat and that amount of weight, because the scale of that amount of weight, very minimal amount is going to be muscle. So actually putting on that amount of weight, either way, you're gonna have to pull it off. I'm not saying to say, by any means am I saying you need to be near your stage weight, because your stage weight is not maintainable whatsoever. I would never suggest to anyone to try and be their stage weight after their show, and I really want to stress that. But what I am saying is, if you are competing year after year and you are in this sport for the long run, you need to monitor your off season just as much as your in season. You can't be putting on a large amount of body fat and then pulling it off in the space of 16 weeks. It's not healthy, and this is where the sport becomes a very unhealthy sport. Because if you're gaining 20, 30 plus pounds and then in 6 months you're going to be pulling it off again, like, you're doing that consecutively year after year, that's where this sport gets a bad name. You still want to be making improvements on how you prep, not just how you look. You want to be making improvements like you're starting on more food and less cardio, so those tools for fat loss can then be used more when you start to plateau within your prep, instead of abusing those tools within your prep. Yeah, okay, I know some people that will happily do 2 hours of cardio a day, but if they could actually be monitoring their off season and have to do maybe an hour, 45 minutes a day, isn't that a lot more better and a lot more sustainable for you to do, instead of killing yourself every prep? So this is what I'm saying, is by getting your starting point under control a little bit more will benefit how you prep so much better. And I know a lot of people will disagree with the way, like, what I'm saying right now, because yeah, you do need to put on weight. You definitely need to put on weight after your show, 100%. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying monitor your weight within your off season. I'm not saying there's a certain amount of weight you need to be after your off season. I'm not even saying you want to make prep easier, because either way, prep isn't going to be easy. But you want to think smart on how you want to prep. You just don't want to abuse calorie deficits, and you don't want to abuse cardio. That's the last thing you want to do, is abuse how you're losing the weight. Yeah, that's what I kind of think about starting points, and my difference between my starting points. Yeah, I've been 20 plus pounds over my stage weight twice. My third off season, I can't even think, I'm just going to put on the screen how much I am above my stage weight right now, but it's a lot less than what I was before, and I know this prep is going to be a lot more beneficial, and I know I've improved how I prep. So that's the difference. You don't want to just improve how you look, you want to improve how you prep. You want to be smart with your prep. So that's what I'm trying to get across, because I know a lot of people will definitely take this the wrong way, but yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I'm about to go and train, so I will film a little bit for you in what I get up to. But yes, I hope, please comment down below in what you think as well, because I would love to hear your point of view on it. So yes, please comment down below what you think. But yes, I'm going to train now. So I'm just currently editing this video, and I've realised that I didn't actually film any of my workout that I was supposed to put at the end of this clip. So I'm just going to quickly elaborate on what I was talking about with starting points and stuff like that. And I really want to put a disclaimer on the fact that this won't work for everyone, and I'm not saying this is for everyone. Monitoring your off season and kind of making sure that you don't put on a massive amount of body weight after your show is very hard. I'm not saying that it's easy, because it's definitely not. It's taken me 3 seasons to kind of realize and control that a lot more. And sometimes, like I said, it is necessary to put on a large amount of body fat if you're really needing to build muscle, or if you're wanting to go upper class, upper category in bodybuilding, from bikini to figure or something like that, or you generally need to grow a large amount, then yeah, you do need to put on a large amount of body weight, and you will gain body fat. But at the same time, I think it's very important that we monitor how much body fat you're actually putting on. And obviously there's been loads of researches and loads of kind of methods that people have figured out on how to monitor your body fat a lot more. So there's been mini cuts that have been introduced into large amount of off season. So there's only so much you can push your calories up before you start just gaining unnecessary body fat. So if you're like me and you're kind of having a short amount of time, maybe say 4, 5, 6 months of an off season. I literally only had 3 months of an off season, and like I said, I wasn't really building. I was just maintaining, getting back to normal before I started prep again. I wasn't really growing. You just need to monitor everything a little bit more closely and make sure that you kind of don't go overboard with calories, or you don't put on a load of unnecessary body fat. So the whole point of this message is kind of saying, just monitor your off season a little bit better, because a lot of people, like I said, you don't need to add a large amount of weight all the time. This is only sometimes. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to kind of say. And yeah, comment down below kind of what you think and your opinion, because I'd love to hear it as well. But yes, thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video, and yeah, thanks for watching.